What's up, chaps and chappets? Welcome back to another video. So this is going to be the start of what I like to call the new wave. You know, we're making Fortnite videos, FIFA videos every single day for forever, indefinitely. You know, we're going to be making streams as well. So this is, of course, post-commentary. We're dropping in at Tilted Towers, really just trying to flex up, you know. We're going for the kills, we're playing aggressive play. There is obviously like two ways of playing. You know, you got the passive and you got the aggressive. And we're very much on the aggressive side of things, just to try and get better at the game. I feel like, you know, I've made an account called Major Oof Vibe, you know, absolute classic name. And basically what this account was made for was just trying to sweat wins. Minor voice break there, early doors. And basically, I won 5 out of 8 games when I was just like completely sweating wins. We went on, I think Lucky Landing was kind of like the main spot to land. Places that are far away from the bus. You know, there is a tactic. The tactic is, as we get a dirty SMG headshot kill, you just basically go far away from the battle bus, let other people kill each other, you mine loads of materials, and then you get some decent guns from places like Lucky Landing, and then you kind of preserve yourself for the end game. You know, you play very much for the end game, the end fights, and it works. You know, it definitely does get the W's. So if that's what you're about, then sure. But I definitely would recommend, if you do want to get wins, then play aggressive first. You know, get good at the game first. I know someone called Connor Bradish, and basically one of my mates, he's shocking at Fortnite. He's only ever played the passive style, you know, sit in a bush, and he's shocking at it. So what you want to do is you want to play aggressive, and then play like Connor Bradish once you're good at the game. But nonetheless, you know, we got 2 kills at this point. The C4 dropping away, flexing away. And the C4 has actually been buffed as well, so it's a very powerful gun in the game. Gun? Yeah, C4 is a gun now, isn't it? C4, very powerful if you use it, I'd say early game especially. Just when people are trying to build on you, you know, like, people just don't really see it coming, and it really does destroy these builds very quickly and efficiently, you know. So it's a very, very good tool that's kind of underrated, I'd say, the C4, honestly, and it does... I think there is a damage buff, like I was saying, it has been buffed a bit. So, we get a 3rd kill. We locked up with the Scar, you know, easy stuff. You know, once we really start to pop those headshots, we're starting to get used to the keyboard and mouse setup as we get another kill with the AR. We're getting much better at aiming, definitely, especially compared to what I once was. We've also got, we got Ninja's setup. Well, no, nowhere near Ninja's setup, but we got his mouse, and, the basics of it are... I'll actually show it on webcam real quick. Wait, if I can get the wire to stretch enough. Wait, you can see it a bit. There it is. It's the Logitech G502. And we've actually nicked the way that he plays as well. So it's the... I think... I'm just trying to think what the button mappings are. You got, I think, wall, ramp. So these 2 buttons. And then I actually use it a bit differently. I use this button to crouch, which is really efficient, and then you side click one of these to the, like, you click it as you can see, it goes sideways. You click it downwards like that, or to the left for the floor slash roof, I guess. But yeah, it works really well. It's super decent, just because I think my keyboard's just not really that great at doing builds and stuff. Like, it's quite a big keyboard. It's not a mechanical keyboard either. Like, it's not really that quick. So, I definitely... Once you get used... The thing is once you get used to a certain key binding for building and stuff like that, it's very difficult to transition. Like, it's going to take some time. It's not that the key binding's bad. You will be bad with it at first, but once you get used to it, it's nice. And this key binding for me, like, just being able to press the side buttons and all these buttons on this mouse... That's basically why I bought the mouse, just because it's like... all these buttons on it, as well as it's just a good feeling mouse as well. So, you know, PC world, hit up PC world, it's pretty sick. But nonetheless, we managed to tag that guy despite him getting us to like 2 health. We're sitting on this little ledge here, basically on the balcony, as I think we're just kind of like waiting for him to do something as we're bandaging up, obviously, just because we're low health. And then eventually he does actually use our launch pad to sort of aggressively play for us. I don't think he can possibly get where the launch pad is, get to the higher roof. So he goes around, and then at this point we have the high ground. And we're just trying to cement that. We're making sure that he doesn't get to the top of the building first. And then we can just, like, shoot him down. The high ground, you've probably heard it millions of times, but one of the most important things in this game is we pop him. I think with a headshot there, it might well have been, actually, with the pump. And take him down quite happily, too. He was trying to build up without covering. If I was him there, what I would have done is you can do... When you have, like, objects to the side, or even above. As we get hit by the spike trap, there's such an L. Left with 2 health. That was lucky, to be fair. Lucky it's been nerfed to 75 in that case. 75 damage per trap. Used to be 125. But, I forgot what I was saying before now. Oof, mine's gone completely blank. Speaking about too many things at once. Goodness me. Nonetheless, you know, getting straight into this. This chap's trying to rush us with the new jetpack. He's trying to flex up. I don't know what he's doing. We basically just, like, edit. We do an edit play just to catch him off guard. Didn't hit the initial shots. Kind of choked. But I was so up close to him. It was kind of an awkward fight. But the reason I had the tack instead of a pump there is just because for an edit play, the pump takes longer to get out. So you want to make sure that as soon as you edit, you're able to shoot him type thing. So that's why I used the pump. Also, it's a blue pump, so it does do pretty decent damage. But that's the one problem with the... No, wait. Blue tack, sorry. Yeah. I used the tack instead of a pump, because the tack is quicker to get out. So you can do the edit play and then get your tack out quicker than you could with a pump. Because it's like... The pump just has that delay on it now, which is annoying. So, we got basically 2 people up against us here. We've currently got 6 kills. And we're kind of... We're in an awkward position. Well, with that launch pad, it actually managed to get us to the best position because we're thinking about zone. We've got about 30 seconds till we have to move. And I just established this high ground, obviously, up on the hill. Once again, you want to be mixing, obviously. You want to be trying to get that natural high ground as well as your built high ground. As we get the sniper away there. Obviously, they can't shoot down this whole hill, can they? So, we get up to the top there, establish the high ground. Wait for him to inevitably have to go towards the zone. And then just simply get quite an easy snipe in the end. We just predicted. I mean, that is often what sniping is just predicting where they're going to go and then shooting ahead. And then, in that case, we pop off our headshots. So, we're just building down back towards our launch pad. Launch away. And it's a nice, clean... It's just a nice, clean bit of play, honestly. And then, you see the porta fort up top there. Obviously, they've got the high ground in this case. We still have to go towards zone. We've got a decent amount of materials. I always kind of need to get into this routine. Well, I'm trying to get into a routine, basically, of after every fight, you know, checking your health. Obviously, checking the loot around you. Checking how much materials you have. Because often I'll forget that I don't have... but, like, I've got no materials. And then I'll try and get into a big fight. And then I'll just run out of materials. And I'll be like, well, if I'd have noticed that earlier, I would have been alright. But... We get into another fight here. We hear a snipe from behind. I was initially just trying to build up to that porta fort because I thought it's the same person. This person's trying to push to the high ground. Pretty shocking plays. We saw he had no shield, so we just go super aggressive and take him out with a headshot there to finish him off. And I don't go for the FAMAS instead of the Scar just because I think the Scar probably is better. Like, if you hit your shots with the FAMAS, it is going to do a lot of damage. It's going to be very rewarding. But the problem is that for taking down structures, when people start building, the Scar is just much more effective as we come out from behind. I don't know how... Like, what is that? How have they not heard the previous fight? Like, completely unaware. And we get the Scar headshots alongside the pump shots. So we're now down to 4 people, 9 kills. We back out of there because the guy had the rocket. I was just fearing he's going to just slap down that portal fort, to be honest. We're kind of like mixing around our movements, making ourselves a bit more unpredictable. And setting up a nice little peak, just trying to figure out... At this point, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where they are. And we need to obviously be moving towards zone. But as I'm going down this hill, we find that there's a 50 shield, which is obviously going to top us up all the way to 100. So I'm happy just to secure this for now. You know, drink up quite happily too. And we've still got 10 minis as well. So I'm very confident at this point. You know, we've got 175 total health. Along with 10 minis, so if we get in a hectic situation, we just get the shields up, to be honest. So 4 left. We're just trying to figure out what's going on here again, as we see grenade launchers coming out to play. And I realise, or at least I think, I don't know whether I completely know at this point, but like there's a guy basically up the top of the right-hand side mountain that I keep sort of looking around to. Want to be making sure you're jumping just in case there is snipers out to play. We see a big metal tower, just literally just like towering over everyone, basically, you know. But a metal tower as well, once it's established, it's going to take 2 rockets per piece to take out, so it's definitely dangerous. He's trying to shoot us, and then he gets sniped. 197 meter snipe from the right-hand side of us, which is pretty crazy, I'm not going to lie. So at this point, we're now down to a 1v1. We're just trying to establish our dominance of a high ground. You know, it is, if you look at the zone, the central point is basically on the hill. And they now have this, I don't know whether it's for a challenge or something, going over the middle point of the zone. But he gets a sniper away there, which basically just gives away completely where he is. And I think we both realize exactly what we're trying to do here. Like, we're both obviously trying to get to the top of the hill. We choke. I think it was because I literally, at that moment, happened to look at how many people were spectating me, you know. It always is a bit of pressure when you just see, like, I've got 3 people watching me play. Even though it's going to be obviously more than 3 views on this YouTube video, you know. But it's just, there's something about when there's, like, people watching you in-game. It's like they're taking their time to have a look at you instead of going into another Fortnite game type thing. It's pretty sick, but nonetheless, we take a bit of full damage there from 75 down to 62. And we're just trying to sort of figure out where he is at this point. I think there's a loot drop going in down the bottom there, but we don't really want to be going down. As well as a 50 shield, but he's almost happy just to have the low ground for now, and we're happy for him to have the low ground as well, to be honest. Like, he seems to be rather content, I think. I don't know if he got me from 100 to 50 then. We did a decent, like, he's getting some good shots away. But we get that, I think we do 38 damage. I don't know whether we hit him more than once there. But that kind of, I don't know, that almost made me want to go for the aggressive play, like, right now. I don't know whether, he might have still had a half-decent amount of shield left, you know, but we're just trying to, we're doing the edit plays, like, having a peek around, seeing what he could be doing. We see a bit of building go down there. I think I hear footsteps around this left-hand side. And then, you know, we're just trying to figure out where he is before we go for the play. Before we go all-out aggressive type thing, we need to know exactly what we're dealing with here. So, we figure out he's down there. He almost gets the jump shot on us. That would have been very decent, actually, as well. Now, if he'd have hit the headshot, we would have been pretty much in Rip City, almost. So, at this point, it goes down to just a straight-up fight. And this shot right here, look at that. I think we do 85 damage and then finish him up with the blue tack. It's that one shot there, the blue pump shot that did 85 damage, changed the course of that fight. And then, obviously, we just have to finish him up from there. So, that is the victory royale. Not too bad at all. 10 kills. I think that's actually my most amount of kills on a solo game thus far. Still grinding the solo v squads. But thanks for watching, chaps and chapettes. If you want to see more videos, of course, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you on the next Mbirchy episode. My.